Check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Jumbo Guitar is coming through live soon. Check 1 2. Purple Tabloid cutting a promo. Just gonna make sure I'm checking the mics, checking the audio, make sure everything's running well. Everything's running up. Okay, so wherever how it is now. I just gotta deal with it around. This is why I haven't been doing a lot of live streams because I've been trying to check out how everything is going on the server that I use. But if you hear us, you hear us. You don't, I mean, I still got a tool with it. I gotta deal with it. Check me out later. I'm gonna be on TikTok later on. Want to have some conversations on there. And plus, I have a new mic for my phone, so I'm gonna try that out. And yo, Rey Ramundo, what's up, papi? Yeah, I just I want to tinker with this because I haven't been using this shit in a while. So just want to see. Hey, listen, I pay for the service, and it's like I'm throwing money away. It's like fuck it. So cutting a promo this week, sitting here with our boy Whole Milk Mike. What's going on, Whole Milk?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
Have you been comfortable with the Whole Milk name?
I'm used to it at this point. It's been what? I mean, it's been almost like 6 years.
If you've been it's hot as shit, right?
Oh my god! I hate the summer.
I do not care if you individuals hear the AC in the background. Does not matter to me because
we need to be cool.
We are fat and we are going to stay cool regardless of what you think. It's going to happen. Yep. So share, like, let everybody know we're around. Also, thanks for you guys who've been downloading, subscribing, and being a part of the show. Like I said, I don't usually do the broad spectrum of social media. I know a lot of people who do. Shout out to my boy Ray Ramundo, who's been doing this thing on his podcast and such recently. You cranking it out there. I'm kind of pissed that you haven't invited me on your show yet, but that's all right. We'll talk about that.
Do you respect the craft?
I respect the craft, but I'm not respecting his craft right now because he hasn't invited me on the show yet.
That's why I won't ever be on the show. I don't respect.
Right. That's all right though. Well, you know. Baby steps, ladies and gentlemen, baby steps.
I know eventually I'll be on the show,
But
I
he's
always
gonna-
joke around with him.
But he's gonna turn around and he's gonna tell me, "Well, I haven't been on your show in a while,"
Yeah.
and I go, "Touche, sir, touche." But we have reached out to him a couple of times, and
Many.
now he's busy, I guess.
He's a man.
He's a man. He's a big man. Big man. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta take the
I gotta say nobody can see us.
Yeah, I know. I'm about
They
to.
can hear us.
There we go. So I want to talk some shit. That's fine.
As I get a text saying, asking me about the Donovan Mitchell going to the Knicks. God.
What was that?
Somebody, my mom's boyfriend texted me asking me about, is Donovan Mitchell going to the Knicks? I'm like,
Oh, that conversation.
maybe.
Oh, yeah, we could have that conversation off mic. So,
Yeah.
Cutting a promo this week, you came to me with this conversation, and
Yes,
I found it interesting. Plus, it's going to be a cornucopia or a potpourri of different such
A
this
bunch
week.
of bullshit.
Bunch of bullshit. Want to just discuss, and one other thing that we came across was something that we talked on. We were talking about before the mics went on, which I want to discuss.
We happen
But
to talk,
first-
we happen to talk about more stuff off mic than on mic, which
Right.
we need to do more. Or we need to talk on mic more.
Well,
Because it'd be interesting to see what other people think as well. Oh, God.
I usually what do you say? I usually, whenever we have guests on the show, don't worry about it. That's Vince McMahon calling for my opinion about something. When and AJ wants to be a part of it. That's not the door, AJ. Relax. So
The other AJ isn't coming.
yeah, he's not here. Now,
Excuse me.
I do wanna preface this conversation with, usually when I'm doing the show, stuff comes to me that I want to talk about, especially when cutting a promo occurs, because it's like, okay, what's the hot button issue of the time, or what is something that a person we should acknowledge, a department of wrestling, an area, a certain genre, time, whatever.
You're close to cutting a Paul Heyman promo.
Right. I'm
Somebody to talk about the island of relevancy.
the island of relevancy, that kind of
bullshit.
exactly, because that's what it is, bullshit.
Whatever, basically, it's whatever comes to your mind.
Yeah. So,
Something might happen on a Raw or SmackDown. You're like, oh, let me bring this up.
but when you brought up the topic, I said, oh,
Mhm.
I never thought of that. So, explain to the people out there while I share.
Well, let me explain. So I listened to the Sound Monster Sounds Off, and he brought this up too. That one of his listeners asked him, "Would you compare Roman Reigns' reign now to say? Would you say it's worse than the reign of terror Triple H had from 02 to 05, in the sense of you're building up a champion so strongly and he's beating everyone that
Mhm.
there's nobody that can basically stop him in storyline, or if this was real, nobody could honestly beat him."
So,
And he did say it's getting mighty close because Roman keeps beating everybody, and there's nobody on the babyface side to really stop him.
so I looked into that, right?
Mhm.
And I did my research on that, and there's a lot of that. Shout out to all the YouTube groups that actually look into that. You get like Wrestling Bios, OSWs, those guys who are, or like that kind of world,
That community.
that you could go to that, and you have to excuse me, because I never thought of myself as a wrestling historian. I'm not like a fucking Brian Last, all these guys who could pinpoint a date with something, however it gets be, because a lot of alcohol and marijuana was in my life at the time. But that's why you couldn't my show, because you don't come here for history lessons. It's more opinionated. But in any case, I do remember Triple H's run, right? And at that same time, it was the Booker T time as well, right?
It was everything.
It was the whole thing, the whole
We'll
Booker T.
go
Right.
through it.
Right. So
3
I
years,
have to say-
3 years of dominance, and
Right.
Roman's on 2.5.
I have to say that before we shoot the shit about it, the Triple H run has always been criticized because of his politicking,
His booking.
his booking. But once the mics, like I said, before the mics went on, we were having a discussion about this and what was happening during that time. Like, think about it. What was really happening during that time? Your thoughts?
We had at that time when Triple H got the world title, we had Austin Lee, The Rock went to Hollywood. We had The Undertaker moving to SmackDown. We had rising stars like Booker T and RVD.
Who?
RVD. What did I say?
I heard RVB. I was like, is that a creative wrestler? 2K22.
No, that might be me. We had Kane reinventing himself, and we had the era of bringing in WCW guys like Goldberg and Scott Steiner.
Nice. Okay.
And we had Goldust having Tourette's. And then going on fucking Howard Stern saying, I don't have Tourette's, you stupid bastard. That's my dad's favorite episode of Howard Stern when he said, remember Goldust bullshitting that he wasn't playing a Tourette's character on TV.
I was a Stern guy. And when Artie would sit there and do the, ow, my balls, it was like, because they didn't know anything about wrestling.
Right. They didn't care.
So it was all about what he had told them.
I think Goldust was like in a robe too, or whatever the fuck. He was like half naked.
No, he had his regular.
No, it was like a bathrobe.
Yeah.
Was he like his Goldust robe? If he was still in makeup.
Yeah, he had the gimmick going.
Yeah.
But and
you also had the rise and introduction of Eric Bischoff on Monday Night Raw.
Also, wasn't that Heidenreich's time as well?
SmackDown.
Oh no, SmackDown. Yeah, it is SmackDown. But Triple H in that era, I mean.
By the way, he looked like a real life Gaston from Beauty and the Beast.
I would have said
that was around the time when he came back from his first quad tear, and he came back huge as fuck.
What was it? And he was a larger version of Lord Fauntleroy. And like
I think you were gonna say Farquhar.
That one too. He could have been that one. He could have been Farquhar, but Fauntleroy was I believe that was like not King Arthur. It was Prince Valiant or some shit like that. Okay. But he was also like Fauntleroy. It was like Gaston
from Beauty and the Beast.
I remember I was a huge Triple H fan, and not to take anything away from it, I still love Triple H, and
he's still one of the best.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit there and say that he didn't do the bullshit, but
there was bullshit.
Let's sit here and equate it to the Roman Reigns run.
Right?
Is that really something we could?
A fair comparison?
Yeah, is that can we compare that?
Honestly, yeah. But I'll say this: Roman doesn't bury everyone like Triple H used to.
Okay.
Like in the sense, like I don't know if you remember WrestleMania 19, where Triple H pedigreed Booker, and then it took 37 seconds for him to pin him.
Right. And this is what I'm saying.
And then Booker T did kick out.
This is what I'm saying. Like
with Roman, he spears you, he Superman punches you, or he chokes you out in a fucking heartbeat.
Right.
With Triple H would be long, drawn out, pedigree, ha, 1, 2, 3, and that's it.
Well, the pedigree's always been the most devastating move in wrestling history.
Yeah. I still remember those fucking Scott Steiner matches where Scott Steiner said, "Fuck you, I'm just gonna toss you everywhere."
Which, by the way, I was watching a video of someone did a short on YouTube where Triple H's first pedigree, the way he did it initially, was more devastating looking
like a chopper and Jeff Hardy on his head.
Oh, but
he like lifted him up and just.
but the way that he did it early on, I mean, talking about in his early days of Hunter Hearst Helmsley and all that. Jean-Paul Levesque. No, he didn't have it. He didn't have the pedigree as Jean-Paul Levesque, did he? In WCW, he did it.
He did it at the end, and then once he came to WWE,
right.
He used that as a finish.
Right. So, but it was more devastating the way. I think it's because he didn't let them go. He kept it hooked. And dropped them straight down.
The point is, he's supposed to hook his hands under the arms and then straight down on his knees.
But it looked way more devastating that way. But
I think it's finished like the high knee. The high knee.
The high knee. Uh-huh. Hello, high knee. Hello, high knee.
Oh, we still got
Book, what's going on, guys? What's happening on there, boys?
We still got Nitro Watch on the too.
Oh yeah, that's coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. So let's look at the run of Triple H first.
So let's start.
Yeah.
So after SummerSlam, he beats The Undertaker in a number one contenders match. Then Brock Lesnar says, fuck that. I'm going to SmackDown. He goes there for life. Then,
which he fit better there, though.
thank God.
Yeah,
he fit better in what SmackDown was doing.
Right.
Then the following week, Eric Bischoff awards Triple H the World Heavyweight Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And they teased their first program with Bubba Ray Dudley. I watched this Raw, and that's like the first thing they teased. Triple H just like crippled Shawn Michaels at the SummerSlam 02.
Yay! Bubba's getting a fucking run.
They teased fucking Bubba Ray Dudley versus Triple H. Triple H, no, I want to face your fucking little brother Spike, so he squashes him for that show. But his first real challenger, let's be real here, was Rob Van Dam.
Right.
And Rob Van Dam, who came into the company in 01.
Hot as hell. Blazing.
Yeah. Most over guy.
Right.
He was top 3. He was practically up there with Austin and Rock when it came to reactions.
Yeah, definitely. Especially knowing that when the quote unquote invasion was happening, that's who the one everybody was.
When everybody got booed, he got cheered.
They won. Yeah, exactly.
So we have that, and then we have the famous promo where they go face to face, and Triple H, RVD goes, "You know what, Triple H, you're really cool. What I really like that you do is you spit water."
Fast forward 20 years, Riddle.
Oh my God! And let's remember,
I miss you, Randy.
RVD's promos at the time, remember, was just basically cool, whatever, man.
Yeah.
And this was his first serious world title run, like chance, really. And then they do. I don't know if you remember the time where like Flair was out as owner, co-owner.
Yeah, he's a GM. Yep.
And Triple H said basically you're pathetic. So Ric Flair goes, "Yeah, I am pathetic. I'm going to follow you for the next 500 years."
Yeah, we call that mirroring. Oh no, excuse me, fogging at my job when you deal with patients. Yeah. When a patient says that you're a fat fuck, you be like, "Yeah, I am a fat fuck. I can lose some pounds." We call that fogging.
So we had Triple H and RVD and Unforgiven, and Ric Flair cost RVD the match. And then that was RVD's. No, not, I was going to say it was only. Yeah, that was his only world title match against Triple H.
Right.
One and done. Then we get Cade.
Vick. Okay. Oh yeah.
Do I need to
wait a minute? Anymore?
Yes.
Was that
Katie Vick?
What year was that?
2002.
Was it?
Yes.
Shit, I thought I was living in my old apartment when that happened. Wow. Okay.
And then all of us remember the video. Triple H dressed up as Cade having sex with a fucking mannequin doll.
I just screwed your brains out.
And then when they cut back to Triple H snorting and laughing on Jonathan Coachman's shoulder.
Yeah.
Triple H beat Cade. And also, he killed the Intercontinental title because that was title for title. And that was when Eric Bischoff's bright idea was, let's have one champion on this show. So he got rid of the Intercontinental title for the rest of the year. Thanks, Triple H. Then we had the Chamber, where he actually lost.
I'm still trying to find the connection between Roman and Triple H here.
It's coming soon. But
okay.
It's in the sense of like Triple H was never seemed beatable until fucking Shawn Michaels comes back. He wins the world title. He holds it for a month. Then Triple H gets the belt back. Then we have the 2 matches with Scott Steiner. Then he has the match with Booker T. Then his best friend Kevin Nash comes in.
Right.
He beats him 3 times. Then we have Goldberg. He beats him in the Chamber at SummerSlam 03. Then he loses he still wrestles with a torn groin.
Yeah, because I was about to say there was
biker shorts.
I was about to say there was another injury that occurred there. Right.
That was biker shorts. Triple H. So then Goldberg had that belt for the span of 2 months. Triple H got the belt back before Rumble. Then he had the match with Shawn at the Rumble. Then he lost it to Redacted. Chris Benoit.
Redacted.
Steven Richards.
The man that we don't speak of.
Yep. So then Chris Benoit had it for a couple of months. Then he lost it to Randy. And then Triple H.
Hi, Randy.
And then Triple H gets his belt back. Kills Randy Orton. That was where Randy Orton's push basically went from the future to nope.
That became the
that was basically Randy hit the wall.
Right. But he wasn't At that time with Randy, like he wasn't taking the business too seriously anyway.
Yeah, he was,
and the back knew it. That
Yeah.
the powers that be knew it.
they just
So-
they just had to get the belt off Benoit.
Right.
So they do that. Then we have Triple H. This is when they start building up Batista eventually, and then Triple H beats Randy again.
Hi, Randy.
Then we go into Mania and he loses to Batista clean. He puts Batista over 3 times and he doesn't get the world title back until I think 2007.
Ben is like Triple H is my favorite wrestler of all time, and I'm like, I know a lot of people who can say that, and I agree with that in some parts.
Yeah.
But continue, because then we hear this.
So that's Triple H's reign of terror. Now we get to Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns had the complete opposite, but there's some comparisons to Triple H's reign. So let's count the victims of Roman Reigns. The Fiend, Braun Strowman. He killed the Fiend so bad the Fiend got fired. The Fiend, Braun, Jey Uso twice, Drew McIntyre,
Okay.
Kevin Owens 3 times, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Daniel Bryan and Edge at the same time.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember all this in order.
I don't think in order.
John
really matters.
Cena,
Okay.
Big E, all the New Day, Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins,
Okay.
and now Riddle and Randy Orton.
Okay.
All those guys that you can build a case for, you build them up to beat Roman Reigns, peg down.
Okay. Now here's my devil's advocate question about that. Did they really build him up there for that?
Most of them.
You did miss one, unless you didn't miss. If Cesaro was there.
Oh yeah, Cesaro. Yeah,
Cesaro.
That was for once. That was
Right.
One thing.
Yeah. Right. Cesaro was there.
Yeah.
Now, let's look at the reasoning of why each one is occurring. Now, in Roman's run, we're looking at what was lost with him before as opposed to what is gained for him now because of what's on the roster and what is deemed, as he would say, best for business.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right now, Roman, with the run that he's having, I don't think that there's many people who would disagree with him having this run.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a lot of people who sit there and say, I can see this. I think for the longer story would be to finally get someone to knock him off the throne, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go into the, logically who should be coming up soon afterwards.
Right.
With the Triple H run, there was a cornucopia of individuals that were there that
We're built up.
were built up. Yes, they were built up. I don't see the same build up with Roman that they have for theirs.
Mm-hmm.
But for the Batistas, the Booker T's, especially the Booker T, the Benoit, those were really genuine buildups. Why?
Because they took their time and actually established that they could win.
What else?
They didn't have them lose to random jobbers.
The fans
The
wanted it.
Sure.
It was in their hands. They had it there.
Right.
It was there for the giving. It was there. You chose to hand over the title when need be because of when he felt that it made sense. He took that.
Who are the sets of Triple H?
Yes.
Okay.
He took that from Shawn Michaels.
Right.
He took that from Nash. He took that from
Goldberg,
Scott Steiner, Scott Hall. No, I'm talking about that mentality. That mentality.
Oh, I see.
He took it from Shawn Michaels.
He took click.
Right. He took that kind of word, like the word play to go to Vince with. He took that way to pitch it. And rather than it be as with Roman, when we see Roman win a match where we go, oh, fuck, he won again, but damn, that was a good match. Or damn, it's like, okay, I get it. With Triple H, it was like, oh, fuck, again? We was like, what the fuck? And not in that it makes sense mode. It was like, fuck,
Why? Yeah.
Right. So,
and also say this for in the case of for what's the real difference is that when it came to Triple H,
you gotta go mic a little bit. You could move it close to you.
Oh, no. Right. I'll say this in the sense for Triple H was there was people lined up behind whoever he was going to beat, but for Roman today, that's not a thing. Once he beats somebody, it's going to take a while for somebody to be built up so he can face. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The one thing that
there's this lack of top baby faces at the moment, despite with injury or just not getting over. I mean, right now they're fucking trying with Theory, but that's not working.
Yeah, and also with Taker, the same thing when it happened with Taker, same thing.
Because eventually they're gonna bring him back, and Roman's gonna fucking squash him.
Right, but even when Roman did it at one time, at one point in time, or the case may be, it was a need, it was a feed. Whereas with the Triple H, it was
I beat RVD, but now I have Kane. I beat Kane. Now I have Shawn.
It's almost like you're the champion. All right, I'll take it this way, and I'll go to video games mode where it's Mortal Kombat mode, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. With Triple H, it was more as if he put himself in those matches like if he was Shao Kahn going against the ladder.
True.
As opposed with Roman,
he is Shao Kahn.
He is Shao Kahn, and the matches are the build up is shorter and quicker. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know where the fuck I pulled that one out from. That was actually pretty cool.
That makes sense, though. It makes sense.
That was actually pretty cool.
I mean, Triple H at one point. Was Shao Kahn.
Let me give myself the Iron Mike Sharp with that one and pat myself on the back. That was Barry Horowitz. Sorry, it's Barry Horowitz. That's what it was. But even still, I don't see what's happening with Roman as a bad thing. I see it as though that creative is still stirring the pot to see when will be the right time for him to drop it.
It also depends on who.
Right.
Because right now, in theory, it should be Drew at Clash of the Castle. If you think about it,
it makes sense because it'll be as though it's like when Brett and
Shawn.
No, Brett and Bulldog had the SummerSlam match, but they did it in England. Ben, you would know about that. They had that. They had the match for the IC title.
Yeah.
So.
And the thing is that WWE would give us Drew beating Roman, and then they give us Theory cashing on Drew.
There, though?
If they have the balls, they would do it.
Oh, no way. Ben, what would you think? And we're talking. Ben, what would you think if Drew won
you want
the title?
You want a pay-per-view in your country? Sure.
But wait, hold on. Wait. All right. Keep the prejudice out of your mind because you're British. You're
from where you are.
You're from England. Drew's Scottish.
It's in Cardiff.
All right. But if Drew wins it
and then
Theory cashes in, would it make sense or would you be like, fuck Drew? It's
like, fuck Roman, fuck Austin, fuck everyone.
Ben, if you were able to call in quick, it'd be cool. Phone line is open 315-371-4367. That's 315-371-4367. If anyone wants to call in, it's there for you. Because before Drew can't be beating Roman anywhere for me.
The thing is, like, explain though. Somebody explain why it can't be Drew. Is this Drew not over anymore? Because I think Drew's still over.
Well,
Drew is still the top babyface in this company.
Well, who cashed in on Brock?
What time?
Anytime.
At 31, it was Seth.
Right.
Right.
Great, fucking fantastic moment.
Greatest WrestleMania moment still.
Possibly ever, right?
Right.
Ever, right?
Yeah.
If there was anything that made the most logical sense, it would be that. That was
in the case of nobody wanted Roman to beat Brock, so they had Seth be their fucking out.
Right. I remember that being possibly the biggest pop in my household that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Right.
And 2 years before that, you had Dolph cash in on Alberto.
But I was there in the building for that. But I'm talking about in like everyone's household. It was like, holy shit, this is happening.
The whole country
Right.
exploded.
The world did because stretch. What other cash-in ever happened on Brock? Because
not,
it happened.
Not really. Brock actually cashed in on Seth, too.
Right.
But that was also more of.
But at the same time, Seth cashed in on Roman. At the same time, if you want to look at it anyway,
he cashed in on Seth.
So who's ever cashed in on Roman?
Nope. Technically, it would be Seth.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
In the WrestleMania moment.
So
other than that, Roman has really been. No, he got cashed in by Sheamus. 2015.
Right.
That's where we had the League of Nations.
Right. So for what it is now, does it make logical sense for Theory to cash in on Roman?
No.
Because
they're both heels.
That means that
unless you want
Drew would have to fucking stab fucking Roman with the sword just to make it equal.
Legit, you need to fucking pull a gun out on Roman, just shoot the fucker.
Right. So the better thing would be that if Drew wins, right?
Right.
But not to do it.
Also, we also say this with the preface of Roman beats Brock at SummerSlam. For all we know, Brock could beat him at SummerSlam.
The best thing that puts Drew over at this time, which it's another conversation that we didn't have, was is Drew the best unkept secret in WWE?
I think so. I think in WWE he's made himself more over than he could possibly be. He's improved so much from his fucking early days where
you got to be on the mic a little bit more.
He improved his early days when he was just kind of killed, and he really didn't have anything.
I mean, he has a fan base.
Yeah, there's people that
good-looking dude, got a body, got a physique, he can talk.
Right.
Except if they cut the bullshit with his Angela and
whatever. Yeah, the sort of thing is getting
that's the Vince bullshit. But other than that, he's over a shit. And the only reason why I said they added the sword was because they have to sell merchandise. They have to sell fucking toys. They want to sell.
But where's the sword toys? There's no toys.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
We might see a SummerSlam weekend.
We're gonna see a Funko Pop with fucking with Drew with the sword.
I mean, shit, that would sell a lot, but I don't see any foam swords out there. Do you?
Ben says for Drew, right champion, wrong time. Why? Like,
it's either now or never at this fucking point.
I think if
Roman eventually has to lose, that's the whole point.
I think if anyone,
because eventually he's gonna go away. He has to go away for at least 6 months after he loses.
I think if anyone I think if anyone with any British ties goes into that event,
Butch,
not winning something. They're gonna fucking not ever invest in this company ever again.
I mean, Walter with the Intercontinental title.
By the way, you Brits, you fucking fucking Brits, you guys are amazing. Your crowds are awesome. Like
you make Raw better.
Yeah, you make everything better. Like it's like except dental, but other than that, did I say that? That sucks.
You see the loud part quiet. The quiet part loud.
But other than that, like, you guys make wrestling fun. Yeah. And
you come up with the most creative chants.
You're always backing.
You don't give a fuck.
You always have the fun with when it comes. He said, "You fucking right, we do."
About what part? The dental?
I don't know. It could be one or the other.
Specify, Ben.
But at the end of the day, with Roman's run, as opposed to what Triple H had done, I still sit there and I want to agree, but I can't because of, like I mentioned, the whole Mortal Kombat simulation. The way that they escalated Roman to his level to how Triple H was brought up to his level. No one's really hating Roman's champ. I don't see a lot of people hating that.
But I could, but a lot of let's just be.
But is that supposed to? But in hindsight,
we say this now.
No. But in hindsight, is it supposed to be that way? Because Triple H being the asshole heel that he was, that you're supposed to hate that? Or is it because we looked way too deep because we got too smart with it? It was like, okay, all right, you did too much. And then realizing in retrospect, when you, like we mentioned, the Chris Benoit, the Goldberg, the Booker T's and all that, when it was like you had an opportunity to fucking pull an audience in and you lost it because of politicking.
Because Triple H wanted to keep a stranglehold on a title.
Right. So
when it came to Triple H, like everything in his career at that point was around the title. At this point in Roman's career, everything is about the title.
And I don't think Roman is sitting there in the back doing what.
No, he's not doing that at all. But
yeah,
but he's probably counting the days till he gets his next fucking vacation.
Yeah, and I think
he's probably saying that more like I let me drop. Like in his mind, he's probably thinking, who can I put over if I'm Roman Reigns?
I'll do this, and then it'll transition to another conversation with cutting a promo, which you go to. Has Roman earned that right to have the John Cena status, the Stone Cold status, the Rock status, the Brock status, to where now he could call his dates, be off, do whenever he wants to do at this time? Has he earned that status?
Yes, I think with his recent run, he's finally earned respect from the fans. That
how old is Roman right now?
He's in his mid-30s, about to be almost turning 40 soon.
No, mid-30s and almost turning 40s. It's two different things.
He might be 37, but I think he's like 37.
Can you imagine that? Look it up for me, quick, because I can't do it on the phone.
How old is Roman?
Siri, how old is Roman Reigns?
Siri, how old is Roman Reigns?
I found this on the web.
Nested egg problems. What the fuck? Nested egg problems.
This is why I said you might as well just type the shit in sometimes.
It was worth a shot just to see what it would pop up. Roman Reigns' age. I was right, 37.
Okay. Can you imagine?
May 25th. Holy shit.
Can you imagine he was on your radar only 10 years ago because of the Shield invasion?
Yeah. It's a decade of Roman.
So it means he was 27 when he came in, which is
and he was
not that old, but
he was the future.
But he's not that old, but he's still on that radar. And he spent what? How many years with the Shield? Maybe
2012 to
2015.
2 years.
2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they made him a singles.
And then you made him a singles. 29. Then WrestleMania with the Seth cash in.
29 and 30, WrestleMania 29 and 30. He did 6-man tags. 31 was where he got the main event.
What was Seth's cash in?
That was with Brock in San Francisco.
What year was that?
That was 2016.
2016, right?
No, 2015.
2015. So
then 16 was the one with Triple H. Then he did the one with Undertaker. Oh God!
Right? You think about it. Listen to the punishment he had to go through with this.
I just had a shudder. Remember that fucking match?
Right, but listen to what he had to go through with this.
Then it was with Brock again.
Right.
Then, so that was 34. 35 was when he came back from leukemia.
Right.
And did the thing with Drew.
Right.
Then he wasn't there because of COVID.
COVID happened.
Yeah, so he took off.
Then he came back towards the end in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
He came in.
He missed the Mania with Goldberg.
Right.
That was the one he missed. And then he came back and did the triple threat with Bryan and Edge.
Right.
And then he just did this one with Brock again.
Okay.
So he's had 3 Brock Lesnar matches at WrestleMania.
So
not counting the other ones.
So can we still equate this to the Triple H run?
I guess not when you say it out loud.
Right.
But I guess in the sense of the stranglehold of the title, in that sense, because right now Roman has a title that you only see on one show.
But I don't look at it as a stranglehold. I think that there's.
Do you see anybody being built up to face him though? Do you see any proper babyface runs?
If it's done properly, yeah.
I mean, Cody was the closest one, and now he's gone.
Well,
Randy was about.
Well, that's because they unified the belts, right? But even
True.
so,
but even though they needed to unify them,
but it's still there. It's still in the essence because
I mean,
Cody could come back. Cody's gonna listen. Fuck what you heard. Cody's gonna pull a fucking John Cena, regardless of what you say. He's gonna pull a Cena.
Yeah. Survivor Series coming back.
No, and I would think he's gonna come back before then, and make the build up better.
Right.
It's gonna be instead of build back better for the country, he's gonna build the belt better. He's gonna do something like that in that instance.
Make the belt great again.
Something. No, we're not doing that here. No, we're not doing that here. But with that, Cody is the logical long run. But as for now, with
He is the future.
he has that momentum, and I don't want to say that it's good that he got hurt, but it's good that he got hurt because now you have so much other.
Because when Cody comes back, people
Smart
get
booking
happy.
would have that done. Smart booking would have a better build up for that.
So say Drew does beat Roman at Clash of the Castle, and we have a couple of months of Drew with the belt.
Which is
And
fine.
then Roman, say Roman takes a few months off, does a film project he wants to do, whatever the fuck he wants, rehab, whatever he does, and he comes back for the Rumble.
Right.
Not win the Rumble, but he wins his belt back.
Right.
Then you have Cody win the Rumble, and then you build them to for Mania. Well, no, not for Mania, because
I don't even think it'll be that.
whatever. No, you have Roman would be in the Rumble if Cody beat him.
I'll give you
so
this.
you can do Roman and Rock.
Before you even go to that, does Roman need the belt for WrestleMania against The Rock, which
No.
is the belt up?
Nope.
So
I think he's built up his character enough where he doesn't need it.
we can get rid of Roman losing the belt at
In the Clash or the Rumble. It has to be in between that time span.
if it's at Clash, it'll be okay because we don't have to see Roman ever again, and we're fine with that.
True.
And Brock will sprinkle himself somewhere. We're good with that. And then
Maybe with Sheamus.
and Theory would dance around and do something. Right.
That's what that's how I said you could do Theory and
Right.
Drew. Have Drew build up Theory.
We'll get that. My automatic pick would be Cody winning Rumble, right?
Right.
Who wins? Who has the belt at Rumble?
Going into Mania?
Yes.
I
mean, yeah.
Theory.
Who Cody wins at the Rumble Bowl. Who has the belt
Theory.
at WrestleMania?
I would do Cody and people are gonna shoot me for this one. Cody and Theory at WrestleMania for the belt. You have Vince's disciple against
With Vince there.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
You build that
Why
story.
do you think Vince doesn't want to go anywhere? Listen.
Vince would be in a fucking jail suit ready to put this fucking match over.
So now let's move to the cornucopia. We're gonna do it.
I would actually do that. I would actually because you could build a story of Cody cutting promos on Vince being like, "You didn't let my dad get any close to this belt. Now I'm gonna get close to the belt."
We'll do the cornucopia of wrestling, the cutting a promo right now. Okay,
Right.
so which is the miscellaneous stuff. So how has been the look for you with Theory right now?
It's very slow. It's I think I feel like there's something missing. I don't take him seriously at all. I think him being added to the Money in the Bank was at least a start. Where like,
I just want to know why.
why in the sense?
Why was he added? Why did
Because
Pierce add him? But because we never got a reason why it
Because in
happened.
the storyline, probably he went to Theory, went to Vince.
But
and
we
Vince
never,
put
we
him.
don't know. We don't
They
know
didn't
why.
explain that part.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
The thing is, that's an easy out. You could say, "Oh, Vince likes Theory so much he wanted to give him that." Chance.
Right, but it still would
'Cause
be
Theory
better
wants
for the
to-
storyline if they did that.
Right.
And I wish they would have given us that.
Right.
Whereas,
We had a thing where Theory, after he lost to Lashley, he runs backstage into Vince's office. But you don't see them talking; you just see
Right.
him run into it. And then afterwards, you see Pierce come out the office, like go, "Okay."
was I
Like-
mad
like-
that
like-
he lost? That he won? No, I
yeah.
was okay with that. I was cool with that.
I mean, it's like with our theory, we all thought Riddle was a lock.
Right.
But nope.
I
think eventually the doing Riddle, they're still building Riddle up. It's just that it sucks that they had to add the he can't challenge anymore still.
right. But I think that it's gonna
Because that was like one and done. Like, why do one and done? Unless if they did it like this was Riddle's second time going for it, then I could see why.
right.
But this motherfucker's one chance, his first only chance.
Right.
And it just sucks with Randy Orton because you knew that was going to be the SummerSlam match, him and Roman, if everything went right.
I still look at it as like, okay, we had Riddle winning, and I go, shit, Theory got it. But I also said, I kind of get it though. Like it's that's what you want.
You want Theory in theory to be the second top heel
Right.
behind Roman.
But he's good. There was that conversation that I that they were having on social media, and Cornette talked about it, was the comparison between Theory and Sammy Guevara. Who's better right now?
Theory, really.
Yeah. I agree.
Theory doesn't kill himself like Sammy does on a weekly basis.
And
Theory knows how to work a crowd. He knows how to get heat. Sammy really doesn't.
he works.
He works it.
He works. 24. Shit. How old are you?
27.
God damn. Like, and this fucking guy is like
3 years younger than me.
built for this shit.
Built to be the future already.
Right. And I remember, and shout out to Oski. Oski had him on the radar since
Evolve.
Evolve. He had him on the radar and shit.
I knew of him when he was cutting promos against like Undisputed Era and NXT. And I always knew he was going to be something.
I see,
but it was a slow burn.
Theory similar to Ricky Starks. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
I think Ricky is building himself up back. He's building himself back up in the sense of he's being used.
Ben, I don't know how to take that, because it's not to take anything away from Ricky Starks, but
Ricky Starks is an upper top. Ricky Starks wouldn't be in your main event.
I think that
unless he changes
if
something.
you would have put Ricky Starks in the same kind of work angle fixture as Theory is in AEW, I can agree with that. But they didn't do that. They didn't gravitate with that. Plus, he's a little bit older, and he's pigeonholed.
Yeah,
he's very much pigeonholed there.
AKA the FTW belt.
Character-wise,
no,
nah, that I don't see.
Ricky plays more. He plays more to the crowd.
Yeah. All right.
What about Theory could be what MJF was?
No, I can't even see that either, because
are they two completely different heels at this point?
That and the fact that MJF is fucking. He's an elder statesman. He's an old guy. He gets accepted by legends.
He's the same age as Theory, I believe.
Yeah, but he gets no. He's about 25, 26. But he gets accepted by the
old school.
The hierarchy. You know, they look at him as that. Like, we never knew that we could have spawned a wrestler who is 40 years our younger, and that's the key to it. And which is funny, because as much as you and I, we're wrestling fans and such, and we appreciate the work, as much as the outside fan base sits there and go, well, you know, times change and this is what happens. You can't have kayfabe no more because everybody's smart, and whatever the case may be. But who the two individuals in wrestling right now that they're drawn to because they fucking work it? MJF
and
Theory.
Yeah.
Hell, Roman doesn't fucking break Fabe.
Only on house shows, which is fair.
Right. You could say Roman, and we go to that. Hell, Triple H didn't break Fabe at the time.
Oh no, he was hated in the ring and outside,
and he owned it.
Yep.
While Nash, Hall, even Shawn Michaels at the time were like, all right, they're friends already. Triple H never broke that. Never.
Yeah.
Although you'll say, like, you know, he did tongue-in-cheek stuff with the DX shit and, you know, whatever the case may be. But he never
He wasn't like that in real life.
And he never, have you ever heard him sit in the interview and say, like, times has passed, this is what we're doing?
No. Not really.
This is what. So as much as you would sit there and say,
Triple
like,
H is one of those guys that wants to build for the future. He'd rather step away from old stuff and do new.
MJF goes into a venue, they boo the fuck out of him.
Yep.
Austin Theory comes in the venue, they're booing the fuck out of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's old school wrestling. It kills me. Which
But let me ask you
Look,
this: what does Austin Theory do that's different from MJF's heat? What's the thing?
he can't curse.
What's it? But
He
what's it?
can't use the bad words.
No, I know, but what's the thing that draws heat to Theory? Is it the phone? Is it the smile? Like, what is it that?
But
It's not even the thing where
All
people like, oh, like he
What-
with his controversy years ago, we texted a minor,
Right.
Like that's outside heat. I'm talking about like what does he do
MJF
in the ring that gets heat?
MJF is classic rich boy kind of look, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Theory is I'm you, but I'm not you because you're my age, you're my demo and everything, but I got more views than you. I got more fucking followers than you.
Is it-
Regardless of
also-
what you
is-
do,
also, is it
you're
like-
never me. You're not doing that. He took social media
Mhm.
and embraced it and grabbed it. Now,
And he's not even playing off like he's a jock or anything. He's not like
Now,
the
they would
typical-
say that,
he's not the typical jock character.
my boy
He's
from
basically like a Logan Paul type character.
my boy
really.
from Breezango, Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
He did the selfie shit and all that. That was fucking. When I first saw him do that, I was like, "Yo, that shit is fucking cool as shit." I
Yeah.
thought that was
With the
dope.
selfie stick
Yeah, selfie stick and all that shit. I thought that was cool as shit because that was the
character.
character and the time of
He was so
individual would get it.
he was so
The
obsessed with
only-
himself. He wanted to take
right.
pictures.
But the only problem with that was because there weren't a lot of people seeing it because NXT and
When he did in
Uh,
NXT and the main roster were completely different.
you had to look for that shit.
Yeah, on the main roster,
But
he
it's-
didn't do shit.
By the time NXT came on the WWE network or all that shit, it was already washed. It was done. Theory took it and was like, yo, I'm going to run with this shit and it's going to be. And not only that, what he did when fucking Brock took the selfie with him fucked up was that shit got more views than everything and anybody saw.
Yeah.
I think that right now, that finger on the pulse, that yes, Theory could be their next up and coming. Face or heel can be it.
I think him and Riddle are probably their next two
Yeah.
top stars.
Riddle's older though. He's in his 30s.
But still, they're still pushing
Right.
him like he's a top guy. Like he's basically
He's
taking-
cool, dude.
He's taking Randy's move.
he's cool, dude.
Because also thing is too, like you need somebody to be the opposite of Theory, and eventually they're gonna have to find somebody like that.
Let's talk about the
It's not gonna be fucking Ezekiel.
let's talk about the on the flip side, which we talk about with the Sasha Banks thing.
Yeah,
Where everybody's talking about Sasha's gonna be taking bookings
January
after
1st.
January 1st in case
She can't do anything in the ring. Who was it? Not in the
that
ring.
she'll do signings, but
Right, but nothing
in ring
physical.
stuff. What do you
Yeah.
why do you think that is?
That's probably an agreement she made with WWE. The WWE probably said, "We'll let you out of the contract at the end of the year, or whatever her deal was."
Mm-hmm.
And basically, January 1st, you're not a problem anymore.
Right.
So, but the one thing I mentioned to you was that would Sasha be in the top 5 if say when she goes to AEW, or if she goes to AEW, would she be like the top 2 signing that they pick up?
No.
Would she be
No.
behind Punk?
No. I don't see it. And it's not hating on her because I've always believed that. Listen, she did a lot with that company, the NXT with Jesus. We already know with her matches with Bailey, her matches with Charlotte, her matches with Becky and such. She put in the work and she did it.
Bianca, Asuka, she worked with almost everybody.
Bianca's fucking WrestleMania match with her was it put her over. It put Bianca over.
The hair whip heard around the world.
Yeah, exactly. But was her signing with AEW? They've diluted so much of their signings of WWE people that I feel as though she wouldn't even be in the top 5 of their signings. It's not because they've diluted it.
Mhm.
Because they AEW had not given the chance to embrace the talent that they came in with.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't use them to their full capacity. And I thought that a lot of their signings was done for desperation. And not to say that it's a bad thing, because of course, if the talent was out there, fuck it, I'm gonna sign them.
If they want to come in, fuck it.
Right, fuck it. But you had mentioned, what was your top 5 that you said?
What we said, it was in the top 5 of the best AEW signings
Right.
would be Punk, Bryan, Cole, Mox, Jericho.
Okay, I could take Cole out of there easily. Easily.
We said something else.
No, it's not we. I'm talking about you as an individual. Yeah.
Those would be the top 5.
Okay, I would take Cole out of there easily because that's a gimme.
Mm-hmm.
That's a gimme.
We mentioned Cesaro, Claudio.
Cesaro that was big for them, because as WWE, I would have thrown the fucking house to him, and even now, he would have been great in this whole Roman, Drew McIntyre, storyline. It would have been fucking great. I think that, and even in his past interviews, we just heard this past week that he didn't shit on WWE because he keeps that door open because he knows it can happen if it does. I think that with Sasha, I've been saying for the longest, the grass isn't always greener, and you already know what's the immediate coming if she does sign with AEW, which is we're gonna have her with Jade. And it's like, great. You better hope Jade gets better in the next 6 months before that happens. You better fucking hope that happens. Because honestly, she's as green.
Jade seems to be getting worse.
She's as green as old pennies. It's bad. It's fucking bad.
Yeah, I mean, the matches that Sasha would have, or Mercedes, whatever fucking name she would go by, it would be logically with Britt Baker, Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, Toni Storm, like those types of established wrestlers that everybody loves.
Is the money good? I don't think so. I don't think it matches WWE money.
But I'll say this for Sasha: if she wants to keep wrestling, AEW is the answer. I mean, she could go over to Japan and do whatever the fuck she wants over there, but that's just gonna be a thing for her. Impact is not going to give her the TV and the spotlight that she wants.
Ben, that's and that's not a far-fetched thing that you said, because I would have said the same thing with Naomi. Sasha looks like that. You could have her sit down and she comes back at Rumble. I'm not.
That's not out of the realm of possibility.
That's not a possibility, and I can see that happening because.
Number 30
WWE
comes out.
WWE, and what we mentioned, WWE has made her such a superstar as a female. What female on the AEW roster has the same can equate to that?
None. But that's what AEW would want, though. They would want a star like her.
You would have to pay her CM Punk money.
But Tony Khan would do that. He would get rid of 5, 10 of the
for her to be on Dark.
Not even
for there be on
not even.
Rant.
She would not be on Dark. I doubt it.
To do what though?
She would be on Dynamite and Rampage.
If you
either
would sign
promos or wrestling.
If you would sign Sasha, right?
Right.
She goes into the same realm of Jade Cargill being pissed off about it because it's like, I've been here for you to day one. So if you sign Sasha to do that, because now she's the face of AEW. Now she's the face of any fucking commercials. Now she's the face of any fucking shows that's going to be on TNT that she's going to be making a guest spot on because she has acting experience. Now she becomes all that. That brings fucking animosity on a roster. Is this what you really want for your company? This is what Tony Khan did not want to have, because I wanted to be an indie fed that the fan base can appreciate on the network. No, you learned now that you're fucking business now.
Mm-hmm.
You're fucking business now. So now you bring Sasha to do this? You're gonna piss a lot of motherfuckers off.
I'll say this.
Why wasn't
You better come
why wasn't Jade on a fucking on a underneath promo saying, "What's the NBA inside stuff?" or whatever? Now
voice.
Sasha does it.
Yeah.
So
Be a legit boss and watch the NBA playoffs
Yep.
with me.
Yep. Yeah. Now you got two empowered black women. And now you got two empowered black women that fucking Stokely
Hathaway can, but I don't think
argue over.
I don't think they would align. I don't think they'll align Sasha with her. That's the only thing. I think Sasha would be on her own as like the big star.
But why? Because
I think Tony.
That's not what the fan base wants. Because you know what? Like I told you before,
No,
WWE
the fan base want her and Britt Baker to have 5-star.
WWE does not. Wait, hold on. Can you just read because he reads a lot? Can you just read what he said?
The last one?
Yeah, no about it. What he says.
Let's be honest. The best women's roster in wrestling for wrestling ability and entertainment matches, Impact is by far superior than any other wrestling franchise. Women's roster. Basically, they don't have the money to sign her. Okay, yeah, that's true.
It's facts, but
Impact's wrestling.
Who the fuck cares?
Women's roster
Who
is
cares?
good, but there's no eyes on them.
But Impact is just everybody's fucking.
The only thing is,
it's the women's wrestling fucking PC center. That's all it is.
Yeah. But the thing is, here's the thing I'm trying to say for Sasha is that if she wants to wrestle, if that's what she wants to do still, then if she could go to Japan and do whatever the fuck she wants. But if she wants to be on TV and wrestle, it's AEW. If she's completely done with WWE, it's going to be AEW. Tony Khan is going to have to sit this woman down and agree to something because, God forbid, if something happens.
If Vince couldn't sit her down to shit, what makes you think Tony can do it?
But I'm going to say this.
Okay.
That if Tony comes to an agreement with Sasha and for whatever reason, Sasha doesn't like, say, what happens in 3 months, she is going to do the exact same thing and walk out on a deal. She's going to do the exact same thing to Tony, and Tony's going to look like a fucking moron.
And this is why I said when the mics before he went on, I said she should never sign a contract with AEW. She should be a spot individual.
But the thing is, Tony's going to be like, I want you to sign pen to paper.
She should be a spot individual. If you want me to wrestle Jade and I job to her, that's cool. If you want me to job to fucking Ruby Soho, I'm cool with that.
If you want me to lose to Britt, I'll lose to Britt.
If you want me to Britt, I'm cool with that. No sign a contract. Yeah. Don't just keep me on spot because I get to do whatever the fuck I want without having to deal with the fact that, pay me X amount of money to job out to somebody and we're good.
But there's also things I don't think she'd be jobbing right away. I think Tony would put this woman.
She doesn't need
to the fucking moon. But again, it's all the preference.
She could be the Brock of the fucking division.
That could be something. But it's also on the preference if this woman still wants to wrestle.
If she does, if she does,
yeah.
If she does, if she wants,
because we're all still in the fucking dark about this whole Sasha thing, and Naomi thing.
But if she does,
we already know about signings. That's all we know.
I think with that, it's just like, let it blow over, let it happen. Yeah. And if she wants to make the bread to do whatever it is, it's fine. The biggest thing out of all this, when we were talking about the biggest signing, was Cesaro. Because you know why? Because WWE took care of Cesaro.
They made him a star.
Not only that, they paid for his language classes, his schooling. They paid for all that.
Right. They taught him English.
Exactly. And with that, he took it for the run that he did for the longest.
Mm-hmm. He was there for a decade.
And when he sat there and said, I feel unappreciated, no problem. You're right. If you you took 10 years to sit there and say, you know what? I feel unappreciated. And you know what? Let's go. If WWE would have fucking pitched out and said, we want to bring you back for something and it's guaranteed, he would have taken it. But they didn't. His deal with AEW, he's a fucking millionaire right now. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
You think, and this is what I hate about wrestling fans.
He has his money
you think
and he goes
titles
on
mean anything in wrestling? They don't mean shit for people. The stupidest people win titles. Yeah. It's about how you take care of your talent.
I'll say that's the younger generation. The newer guys want belts. The older generation could give less of a fuck.
Yeah,
because
even the fans don't care
because it'd be a burden on them.
Fast forward 2 months later, fucking Cesaro wins the
All Atlantic
AEW.
title. Did you hear about that shit last night when they said, "Oh, now the belt's gonna be defended everywhere, not on TV"?
Exactly.
Fuck off. So
I'm gonna miss out because of your bullshit.
you gave the belt to Pac, now you told him to fuck
Oh,
off.
whatever. Fuck you. In any case, guys.
Also, I'll say this to end it on. At least Paige will come first.
On my face? Like, what do you
Let me rephrase. She'll sign with AEW way before Sasha does.
I think
so AEW will have their fill of Paige before Sasha.
she doesn't need it because her if she does on if she signs to
She doesn't need it,
OnlyFans,
but Tony would be like,
her Twitch is
you
money
go.
to do what though?
To promote AEW.
But for what though?
Tell the people in your country about me. Come to the press conference so I can give you big hugs.
At this point right now, I think she's sitting there saying like, "Listen, I made money without fucking wrestling.
I made money because of the
Although
Rock.
I love wrestling, and she's
trying to get back in the ring,
and she's a gem for doing it. But at the end of the day, it's like
somebody comment about the coming line.
Why? Like, why would she even fucking do it? If you come in, it's a one shot. Come in, boom, beat Jade for her fucking title. Hold it over your
always
head.
like use Jade. It can also be Thunder
Who
Rosa.
else is she gonna do it for?
Thunder Rosa. Britt Baker.
That's more of a work though, because it is though, because that means you gotta sign fucking. You gotta sign.
You put Paige in the ring with Jade. She's going back on the shelf.
Yeah, no, you're right. Though.
One fucking pump kick and you're done.
No, but it should be that she fucking kicks on the fucking cunt and then fucking
But
finishes.
Jade's not gonna know how to hold her kick.
Yeah, it's cunt in the
She's gonna kick her neck off.
I would more appreciate that if you did Sasha's fucking entry that she fought Thunder Rosa than that. But that's
Years
not what
ago.
the fans want. But that's not what the fans want. They want her because Jade.
Are you sure?
They're like the same people. Yay!
What part of the wrestling Twitter are you a part of?
No.
You don't see the Thunder Rosa Sasha Dream match card made?
No, I really don't.
You don't see the Britt Baker match cards being made?
Britt has
Anna
lost.
Jay's,
I think
the
Britt has.
Contis
I think Britt has lost her thunder after she lost the belt. Honestly,
to Thunder.
no, I mean
She lost her Thunder to Thunder.
Exactly.
But
Yeah, I haven't seen her wrestle. Where she's at,
she did the Owen tournament thing,
and
now she's
we haven't seen her.
Might be teasing her, Jamie. I mean, last night was the first time she showed up since Double or Nothing.
Exactly, and this is why I say
Because
Sasha going
because they're both focused on fucking Jade.
this is what I'm
like
saying.
you want.
Sasha go. All you want is the fucking picture of, and which is so fucking stupid. You get the Triple H picture with the chant where he points and he's holding, he's holding,
Look at what I did.
no, just like yeah, exactly. Like
I gave
congratulations. Oh, I gave you. Take that as opposed to fucking Tony Khan's. I'm hugging the next person.
Thank you for coming.
Oh, fuck. All right, guys. When we come back, we're gonna have
Very spirited.
much. Yeah, that should have just annoyed me. Shit pissed me off. Thank you guys for fucking watching and following us on the Facebook. I'm gonna do more on this. Oh, try to, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stick around, and I'll check you guys in a second. And for you guys, oh my God, thank you for being a part of the podcast. Check you guys later. Laters.